I was 34 years old and the father of two small children when Melissa and I moved to Manhattan. That's a long time ago now. Riding the wave of a steep learning curve, though many wonderful years followed. After all, New York City is unlike every other American hometown geography. The kids adapted fast to the drama of living in a high-rise apartment building. Well, we all did, really. The rhythms of life were radically different from anything any of us had experienced before, but the city's astonishing dynamism drew us all in, like the cliché says, bees to honey, each in our own way. Noise was my biggest hurdle. The relentless cacophony that continued long after the sun had set. And now in the Hudson Valley, I confess that the silence of the woods is a welcome comfort. But man, I still do love the city, still feel the energy instantly when stepping onto the sidewalk. No place like it. It pulses with all of the highs and lows of human striving. And it is noisy as hell. Recently, while reading about the dynamics and personalities of New York's current mayoral race, a small, poignant memory came to mind from an early morning after we had been city dwellers for several years. I was warmly comfortable in bed, enjoying a pleasant state of semi-sleep at 4 a.m., 19 stories above the city streets, when I became aware of a distant trumpeting. It was a low, resonant bellowing, drawing closer in regular intervals. In my sleep state, I imagined the calls of a giant herbivore roaming some nearby Jurassic Park. But as the mental fog cleared, I realized my dream was prompted by the far more mundane reality of brake drums on a garbage truck making its way down 2nd Avenue. Now, fully alert, instead of a typical anger surfacing at having been awakened, I was strangely reassured that those guys were out there doing their job. And I got to thinking about the fantastic complexity of the city, all its myriad interconnecting moving parts, and how utterly dependent on one another we were for the quality of our shared life. A rare, unbidden moment of deep clarity. What a big deal it is to think that anyone has the wits, energy, and character to presume to take on managing such a thing. But it's good to remember that New York, like every city, village, town, and nation, by the way, runs about as well as each of us wants it to run. It's about as clean as we want it to be, and it's about as civil and honor-bound as we are. I suggest we take that self-evident truth to the ballot box wherever we live.
Thanks for joining us again on Living in the Meantime with Stephen Bauman. You can go to stephenbauman.com to subscribe to the Substack or any of our podcast links. In the coming weeks, be looking for more interviews and longer form podcasts that will be posted to the channel. We'll see you next week.